Sorry about that, y'all. I've been running my mouth for 49 minutes. I've been running my mouth for 49 minutes and y'all can't even hear me. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can start. Let me do a Cliff Notes version of everything I've been talking about. when we talk about when we talk about when we talk about alpha males, when we talk about alpha females, we're talking about genetics, but we're also talking about uh we're also talking about how you've been socialized. And this is where we get in trouble as it relates to uh domination of the animal world. See, with a man, his sex drive, which the reason why the human male's sex drive is so powerful is because we are the protectors, physical protectors, but we're also the we are also the providers. And so the man's testosterone is always working in overdrive, even for a man my age. Because if you're a man my age, with most Caucasians, most Caucasian males, and this is evidence-based research I'm talking about, their testosterone falls off after about 25. That's a known fact. That's why all over the South and the Southeast, you see all these billboards for low T, the low T clinics. Okay. You got these low T clinics. And the low T clinics, when you give somebody artificial testosterone, you run the risk of giving them cancer. That's why they stopped giving women synthetic estrogen, because that creates cancer. Because have you noticed with Caucasian people, once they get about 28, 29, 30, they start looking 10 to 15, even 20 years older than they really are? That's because, first of all, because they have no melanin. That's the first reason, because melanin is a hormone that regulates a lot. It also regulates right and wrong. There's psychoactive properties in melanin. You understand me? This is why people with no melanin are so evil and murderous and rapists. That's why I call the European, he didn't have a problem chopping down trees, building boats, floating all around the world, killing black folks. Killing anybody. They didn't have a problem with murdering and raping and sodomizing and all that. They didn't have a problem doing it. They still don't have a problem doing it. They still don't have a problem doing it. Because with melanin has that, gives you that psychoactive it's psychoactive. It gives you balance. That's why it's sad for me to see black men who act like beta males. You're out here begging for sex. You're out here whining because you can't get no sex. You're sitting up here doing all this stuff that beta males do. And that's what a provider type man is. He's a beta male. He's second place. He's not an alpha male. And I'm not talking about my shirt. I'm not talking about my fraternity. When I say alpha male, I'm mainly talking about black men. We dominate sports, but we don't dominate the front office where the real money is. We're out there getting killed on Sunday, putting a helmet on, running around getting knocked out for very little money, compared to Jerry Jones sitting up in the owner's box, clocking dollars, and he ain't got to put a helmet on. You see where I'm going with this, y'all? Now I know some of y'all might have left the room because I had this jack in here. I didn't know y'all couldn't hear me. By the way, I apologize for that. I wasted 49 minutes, but we're gonna go ahead and get it popping. We're gonna do what we got to do. We're gonna still make it work, because that's how the Iceman do. And because a lot of guys, when they read my book, by the way, this is my first book, The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. And I'm speaking from chapter 9, which is alpha/beta males, provider types versus bad boys. That's chapter 9 in this book. By the way, you can get this book at my website, asktheiceman.com. You can scroll down to the add to cart button. You can get an autographed copy of this book, or you can go to Amazon and get it, or you can get tablet, or you can get the Kindle version. But when people read my book, I would get emails, and cats would be like, "Hey man, what do you mean by what are you saying, bro? What are you saying? You talking about when you talk about provider type men, and why are you calling them beta males? Why? Let me explain to you. Women choose, men build and lead. That's our job. If you ever talk, like I said again, I'm gonna say this for a second time. If you sit around and you hear guys my age or older sitting up here talking about, "Hey man, I can't stop chasing these females, man," that's a fool. Because real men don't chase women. Women choose, men build and lead. The only time I say this, a second time, and I talk about that in my book, The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. The only time a man chooses a woman is when he is looking for a wife. That's the only time. But sex partners and boyfriends, women choose. And you need to allow them to do that. And if you're a man and you're not getting chosen, it's because you fit in one of those two categories. You're either provider type male, which I talk about in my book, which is a beta male, or you're a bad boy, which means you're an alpha male. And I'm gonna go through this because I messed up and then didn't have it. Y'all couldn't hear me. Let me break this down. Now, see, this is, like I said, I have a master's degree in business. I have an MBA with the emphasis in IT management, technology, and computer science. And I have a master's degree in social work with an emphasis in psychopathology and psychotherapy. So I'm speaking from, evidence-based information, scholarly articles, and books. I got textbooks all around here. Okay? Because I'm always in different parts of the house. And so, I might take my laptop. I'm always on my laptop. So if I'm, when I'm writing my second book, The Dating Bible, by the way, I wrote this book about 4 years ago, The Game of Life according to the Iceman Volume 1. Like I said, again, you can get this directly from me at asktheiceman.com, or you can get it on Amazon. Anyway, the dating Bible will be, I'll have that done by May of 2019. So I'm about to get to it. I went out of town so I can finish these songs. I'm trying to finish these songs for this CD, and I took my MPC with me. I normally don't ever take that thing with me, my MPC X. I never take that out the house. Okay, but I had to take it with me because I got to get this work done. So I got some stuff done. I didn't finish the song, but I got most of it done. And now all I got to do is write the music. Writing the music ain't gonna take me but maybe a couple of days to do that. You know, I'll get on the bass and thump out a bass line and, you know, get on the keyboards and write something and go from there. I'm gonna have that song done in the next 2 months. I'm talking about done in the studio, on its way to Bernie Grumman mastering out there in Hollywood and out there in LA. So I can start, I can have it on Apple, on iTunes and Google Play and whatever platform, other platforms that are out there. Anyway, plus I'm gonna go to Minneapolis and I'm gonna probably get a place in Minneapolis. I want my band to be I want all my guys from Minneapolis. Too many bad musicians. There's too many bad brothers and sisters in Minneapolis, St. Paul. So I'm gonna put a band together if I can get everything popping off. And I got to get in shape too, because during the holiday season, I just let myself go. I eat what I want to eat, but come January 1st, it's going to be back to business. Okay. So, you know, I gained about 10 pounds the last 3 or 4 weeks. You know, I got cheesecake and stuff I need to eat. All that's going to get eaten. Okay. But I usually get my grub on during the holiday season. Anyway, when you look at the black man, let me talk about the black man first. Genetically, black men and women are the original alpha male and female. All other human beings come from us. That's why when you take take anthropology in college and they sitting up here talking about Cro-Magnon man and the Homo sapien and all that junk and all this, you know, evolver from apes and all, man, get out of here. Just take that class and get the A. Don't take none of that to heart, because all of it's lies. How can all the Neanderthal and all these people come before us and we are the original people? Huh? See, that's why everybody hates us, because they know our history going back to Kemet and we don't. That's why a lot of black men end up falling into this category of being a beta male, because beta males are second-class males. They're usually physically second place, mentally second place. See, the only difference, you have to understand, it's laughable whenever I get into debates with men of other races, when they start trying to act like Caucasian males are alpha males. They're not. How can they be? We're the original man and woman. How can anybody else come second to us? Nobody can. I'm just telling you facts. I'm not trying to, how can you, because I get black folks who try to say, hey man, you spreading racism. First of all, do you even know the proper definition of racism? I guarantee you don't, because it doesn't mean what you think it means. Saying I don't like somebody based on their race, that's racial prejudice. That's not racism. See, systemic racism places black men and women in a subjugated category. where we're alpha male and females genetically and physically, but our position in American society and the Western Hemisphere, for that matter, is that of somebody who is relegated to beta male, beta female social status. Y'all follow me? If you're not able to follow me, please say something in the chat room. Okay? Let me go over here on the YouTube side and post some stuff real quick. Let me make sure that everybody's straight on that side. So you have this ambivalence with a lot of black men, especially black men, because we're relegated to a lower social status because this beta male wants to stay on, this beta male and this beta female wants to stay on top. That's why when I encounter Caucasians who try to act like they're better than me, it's laughable. It's laughable. And when I in my MBA program was very difficult because I didn't have my undergrad was not in business. I had to take some prerequisite classes in order to get provisionally accepted into my MBA program for a semester. And then after that, I was accepted full. Once I start getting high marks, that first semester, I was accepted fully from the committee at that particular private school. And so that was difficult, taking calculus and accounting and finance. All that stuff was foreign to me. So I had to learn that stuff before I could, I was behind a lot of people. When I did my second master's program, that master's in social work program, I used to run, even though some of the psychotherapy classes I struggled in those classes at first because I didn't know, I had never been a counselor. I had never been a therapist. So if you've never been a therapist, how do you know at this juncture, what do I do to make sure I'm providing the best care, patient-centered care to this client? How do you know if you've never done it? So those classes I struggled at first, but I still got my A, but I didn't really understand. But all the other classes, I used to wipe the floor with them Caucasian people in my class. I would never bring books to class. Sometimes, I bring a book bag, but nine times out of 10, I probably had other stuff in there other than like books, like school stuff. And people used to look, and some of them Caucasian students would look at me in class, be like, this dude don't never take notes. But when I get them papers back out, A plus A, B plus A. Man, I used to. That's why I know black people are smart. That's why I say, we look, being intelligent is not the black man or woman's problem. That ain't our problem. Systemic racism is our problem. That's what our problem is. And that's what relegates us to second-tier status when we really physically and genetically should be at the top, at the apex. If you make a triangle, we should be up here, not here in the middle. And that's something we have to We have to start working on that. If we don't start working on this sooner or later, black men and women, we are going to become extinct. Do you see how hard these brothers got it out here? They'll hire a black woman for a job for 2 reasons. They kill one bird. We kill 2 birds with 1 stone. First of all, you're a woman. And then secondly, you're a black woman. So they get tax breaks for that. Did y'all know that? When these employers go to Howard and Tuskegee, where my daughter went, and some of these other HBCU, do you think they're going there because they love black folks? No, they're there to hire black people to get those tax breaks. That's why every time I was in a white collar corporate job, I was always the only black person in there. And I hated it. There was never other black people in there. And I was always the most educated out of all the people. And I guarantee I made less money than they did. This is why I keep telling black folks to get off the corporate plantation and start your own business. Don't sit there and wait for these people to downsize you. When you not get you done sat up there and worked for that company for 17 years, and then you look around, you can't even get your retirement. You can't get your retirement out of that. When they downsize you, say they eliminating your job, you don't get your retirement. So you done worked 17 years for somebody for nothing. Y'all better wake up. They purposely don't hire black men in the workforce because they want to cause economic upheaval in black neighborhoods. And you black women been falling for the joke. You've been falling for this trick for the past 30 years. Oh, we got jobs. How come you brothers ain't got jobs? Why would you be happy we don't have jobs? Huh? That's why you meet so many black men my age that got 2 and 3 jobs. You're supposed to be coasting when you get to my age, not sitting up here beating yourself to death, going out here working 2 or 3 jobs. But they don't want black men in the workforce. That's why, especially brothers, don't let them play that game. If you gotta be at work buck dancing and huckabucking and bojangling for a job, I feel sorry for you, dude. But you get no respect from me. Because you're doing that out of fear, not out of necessity. There are billions of dollars sitting on the table for black-owned businesses to do business with their own people. And a lot of us are just too scared to pick that money up, to get that bag. And that's sad. But I'm going to tell you right now, some Caucasian person is going to see that money on the table and they're going to get that bag while we're sitting there looking at it. Huh? But all that plays into being a provider type male. Let me take a quick break. Hey, everybody, I'm going to take a quick break. Don't go nowhere. It's the Iceman Show podcast. We're talking about provider type men versus bad boys. We're going to get into the meat of the issue. Keep a lock right here on the Iceman Show podcast. I'll be back in a second. You tune into the Iceman Show podcast. I am your faithful host, the Iceman, back up in ya. You know how we do. Hope everybody has had a safe and enjoyable holiday. Hope everybody didn't eat too much. Hope you got everything you wanted and then some. Hope you got a chance to hang out with family and to do your thing. So I hope, but I definitely want to hope that you are safe. Because I can tell you right now, the state troopers were out as I was coming down the highway today, the interstate. It was a whole lot of state troopers out there trying to catch somebody slipping. They wasn't gonna catch me slipping. Yeah, digs. Anyway, I try to coach. I have some dating, life coaching clients, males, who these guys are either virgins and we're talking 30 and 40-year-old versions. Okay. Just not good, man. Anyway, the one thing I teach these guys is I try to help them build self-confidence. And I think because a lot of Black men have been subjugated in a micro way, as far as when we talk about micro society and social work, we talk about the micro community, what we call your inner circle. Who's in some people, believe it or not, I know you're going to laugh when I say this. Some people their whole world only revolves around about 5 or 6 city blocks. Believe it or not. And they're not just people without cars either. If their needs can be met within that 5 or 6 mile radius or 6 block radius, they ain't gonna go outside of that. Believe it or not. And a lot of these guys come from homes where they had 2 parents and the parents beat them down psychologically. And then the others have been come from single female headed households where they mamas made, they was unofficial de facto mama's boyfriend. Now you can understand what problems that creates. We ain't talking about the Oedipus complex. We're talking about, that is the Oedipus. Yeah, to a certain degree, that is the Oedipus, the Oedipus complex, but not getting deep into it. But there's a certain amount of psychological pathology that comes out of these single female head of households where the son is being subjugated and he's not allowed to be the man that he should be because the father's contribution is not there. He's not able to see his father perform what in a father function. He's not able to see that. All he's getting is feminine energy. He's not able to take on male energy. Y'all see where I'm going with this? So it's not surprising. It's not surprising that you have Black males who have been even though they should be in genetically and physically, they're still considered alpha males, but only for sports and rapping, something in the entertainment field and athletics. But we don't want you We don't want you in a corporate environment, because we know if we pay you good money, then Becky and Susie and them are gonna start choosing up on the brothers. And you know they can't have that. That's one of the main reasons why they keep black men out of the workforce, is because they know if they start paying them good salaries to the brothers, you know, and I know a lot of y'all work around these folks. You see these brothers that, you know, that have ascended into the upper echelons of the corporate environment, corporate plantation, and you notice they knocking off all the Beckys up there. Okay, that's how that works. You digs? That's how that works. So, so that's why you have brothers who are less successful than their white male counterparts. Why? Because they're being subjugated. They're being put in a position where, unless they're in a physical, they're in a hard labor environment type of job, the only other thing they can do is entertainment and athletics. Y'all see where I'm going with this? See, this is why a lot of time, like I said, I live in a 99.9% Caucasian area. And when these guys see that I'm not one of these Mr. Bojangle, buck dancing, you know what's out here, they get uncomfortable, because they're not used to, because most of the black men and women around here, that's how they act. I ain't never been that kind of black dude, and I never will. I've always demanded respect. You're going to treat me like the alpha male that I am. And again, it has nothing to do with my fraternity. And the reason why I wrote that chapter in my book is because of a lot of okay, there's two types of guys that well, actually, let me handle the provider types first. Actually, I'm not going to talk about tricks. I'm just going to talk about provider types. Provider types are males who are beta males, and they have reserved in their minds, they have reserved themselves to be second place as a neutered, subjugated male. These are the guys. Now, again, and we call them simps. We call them simps. Shoot. No, why does they keep doing that? We call them simps. Look in the chat room. We call them simps. Now, a lot of people think that that word comes from the word simpleton, which means somebody is, you know, has a lower IQ or a lower, you know, mental cognitive capacity. That's not where that word comes from. A simp is a Captain Saver, you know what? That's what a simp is. He puts that cape on and becomes a superhero to mainly single moms. Okay? Now, most simps are unattractive. They're obese guys. funny looking guys, some broke guys, but also they can be good looking guys who have low self-esteem and low self-confidence. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You know how a guy walks in the room and he's kind of like, women are not attracted to that guy. They're attracted to the guy that's got his chest out and he walks in the room and he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm here. He's not trying to do it purposely, but that's his aura. That's his energy. See, I'm self-confident. And that's just I've always been self-confident. I do not allow myself to be subjugated as a male, as a man. And that has gotten me in trouble with relatives and at the workplace on some jobs. Some jobs let me be who I am. Most of them didn't. You digs? And simps chase women. Simps pursue women. Here, ladies and gentlemen, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you just walk in a place and be like, yeah, I'm up here posing till closing. I'm trying to get chose. No, that's not what I mean. I'm not saying be an idiot. That's an idiot. What I mean by getting chose is women are giving you the kind of eyeball action that says, come hither. Okay? And then when you get I'm going to talk about this in my second book, The Dating Bible. I'm going to get more in depth. I'm not going to get in depth right here. Excuse me. I got to check something real quick. Turn this thing on real quick. Oh, I got it already. Okay, let me close this door because I forgot I left this door open. I want to get that food smell out of here. All right, let's get it popping. All right, let's get it cracking. Let's get into this. Okay, so simps pursue women when they should be. These are the guys that hound women. This is the guy that puts money out there in the game before he gets any confirmation that this woman is either going to give him sex or give him exclusivity in a relationship and sex. Y'all understand where I'm going with this? Whereas a guy that gets chosen, it's automatic that he gonna get them draws. The only difference is he just has to refrain from saying something stupid to mess it up. Y'all understand where I'm going with this? If you guys don't understand, if you guys are not following me, something, make sure you write something in the chat room. Let me know. I'll go back if I have to. See, a lot of this is psychotherapy that I'm drawing from. Okay? But I'm correlating it and applying it to dating, because dating is really sociology and social psychology. That's all dating is. But there are all of these different uh these theoretical and clinical approaches. All of them are interrelated. Some are intra-related. A simp will meet a woman, and instead of allowing that relationship to develop, he starts promising. This is the guy that meets a woman. They always look for wounded prey. They always look for what I characterize in this book in the dating section as Calamity Janes. Calamity Janes are single moms who just can't get it together financially. Some of them get it. Some of them have it together and pretend to not have it together and lie so they can get guys to do stuff for them and give them money. Others really are in dire straits financially. And these guys, what they do, they understand that, because see, simps won't ever get with women who are financially secure because these women don't need them. So what they do is they look for needy single moms and start promising stuff. He will meet this woman and maybe he comes over, because some women know simps. Women know when they meet a simp and a trick, a simp or a trick, or some men can be both. Actually, I talk about that in my first book. But we're gonna stick to simps, which are beta males. And so what simps will do is, if he goes over her house and says, "Oh, y'all ain't got a whole lot of furniture. I tell you what, if you let me, tickle your booty, I'll go out there and get you a sectional to put in this living room." This woman ain't even his girlfriend. And what women usually do is give these guys some mercy draws. Well, he did pay my rent. He did pay the light bill, where he did pay the cable bill. So I guess I'll give him some. And it starts off like that. And that's the most pathetic position a man could ever be in, is making a woman believe that her vagina is more important than his wallet. And again, simps are sometimes attractive men. They're just weak dudes. They got a weak constitution. So they start buying stuff. It essentially, because we got to move on here. Essentially, what these men do is they buy the affections of women. Let me just cut to the chase. And the reason why they feel they have to do that, instead of making this woman earn their way into that man's life, because when you meet somebody, that's what you're supposed to be doing. People don't court each other anymore. What women just think they're just supposed to show up to a destination and be like, where's my free drink? Where's my free dinner? With no promise of anything to you as a man. And that's why so many women struggle with dating once they get beyond the age of about 35, because first of all, these women are less attractive and this is not me. This has nothing to do with me. Based on my research, if a woman is past her childbearing years, for every woman that's different, but there are some national averages. And based on that information, this is not coming from me. I'm just the vessel. I'm just the messenger. So don't get mad at me. You can unfriend me if you want to. I don't really care one way or the other, because as soon as you unfriend me, I go back and get more friends. And I'm back at 5,000 friends. I got 5,000. No, I ain't gonna sing that song. I got in trouble singing that song before. Okay, so some folks didn't take too kindly to that song, so I ain't gonna sing it. Okay, but anyway, women don't respect men who start paying for stuff before they get into a reciprocal relationship. So as far as America, really in the Western hemisphere, if you are a woman of a certain age and you have been deemed by that society as being beyond your childbearing years, you have a lower status than women in their prime. Do y'all understand where I'm going with this? I cover that. I start that off in here, and I'm going to end with it in the dating Bible. Okay? A woman who's 45 years old and is rather rotund and, okay, gravity has set in. Do you really think you can make demands on men in your position? No, you cannot. And that's why some of you struggle once you get beyond your childbearing years. Your body is producing less estrogen and your metabolism is slower. And a lot of you ladies have not changed your diet. You should change to a paleo diet. I'm on a special diet, not just because, it's the right thing to do, but because of, I got some issues I deal with. And to keep from having to deal with those issues, I make sure that oh God. I make sure that I take care, I eat the right foods, except when I'm on vacation. I was on vacation for 3 days, that's what you can call it. It was, I just call it a respite because it really wasn't worth it. Anyway, I ain't even gonna get into it. There's some issues. Okay, there was some lodging issues. Anyway, dig this. So, but you got women who are of a certain age and they look a certain way, which is this is according to American society, they are viewed as less attractive. But you're still trying to demand the same kind of upper echelon type of dude that you was getting when you were 25. And that's not happening at 45. Hell, for some of you, it ain't happening in 35. It takes a long time. It takes some serious effort on a woman's part to bounce back from having children. Takes a special kind of dedication. And a lot of women don't have it. So these Calamity Janes, these men see this wounded caribou or whatever on the side of the road, and now you want to pick it up, put it in the back of your pickup truck, take it home and nurse it back to health. That's the mentality of a simp. See, simps know, because most simps are not attractive. Most simps know they can't step to women in public. They know they can't step to a woman who's got her own paper. They know that's not going to work, because he can't come in and say, because like I said, he knows the only way he can get in with a woman is to give her money and wine and dine her. That's why American women have been spoiled the past 10, 12, 13 years in America, because we have made a lot of, I ain't saying we, because I ain't no simp. I ain't never been no simp. I ain't never been no trick either. I'm the kind of guy, I'm willing to go home. I'm willing to go home and pack it in if I don't see what I'm looking for. I'm willing to go home happy. I have no problem with that. With a simp, this is the guy who's sitting at home with his hand on his man business, talking about, I got to get a freak over here. I got to get somebody over here. When you get to that point, that means you are desperate. And you women have been spoiled by these desperate simps, these beta males. But there's one catch to that. Women do not like simps. They tolerate simps. They don't like simps. They'll marry a simp because he's offering free money and a free lifestyle upgrade. He's willing to take care of children that ain't his. See, that was okay in 1960. That's not okay today. If you are taking care of another man's children, you are a fool. You are a fool. That better be one heck of a woman. Now, she's nice looking woman. She's a sweetheart. And she's got a kid already, and that kid ain't disrespectful to you, and you ain't trying to be his daddy. You just being a friend to him, but you with his mama. I ain't got no problem with that. Most guys don't have it like that. Most guys are trying to be daddy to some other man's kids, which with the wrong dude, that might get you hurt. That might get you hurt, dog. That might get you touched. So a lot of these guys go out here and mess around with these women, even though they should leave them alone. They shouldn't even be dealing with these women. They shouldn't even be dealing with these women, because these women are problematic in the long term. Because these women don't care about you. All they care about is what they can get out of you. That's why a lot of times I'll meet somebody out and I'll talk to them on the phone. As soon as I talk to them on the phone, I'm like, I don't want to meet this. I don't want to go out with this person, because this person is selfish. You don't have to tell me, hey, I'm selfish, for me to discern that you're selfish. You don't have to tell me you selfish directly. You'll tell me indirectly because I know how to ask general questions that trip you up and fool you into telling me what I really want to hear. You think I'm just asking you general questions. I'm actually extracting information out of you. You digs? So what simps do, simps know they don't have the self-confidence that a guy like me has. They know, so what they do is they use their resources to attract to get in good with women. The problem is most of the time these men are not what these women are looking for physically, and even mentally that's not what they're looking for, but they tolerate these guys because they're providing a free lifestyle upgrade, which guys like me are not providing for free. We want more than behind. We want this, and that. Because if we get this and this, that's coming along as a package deal. I ain't never been worried about no tail. I ain't never had a problem getting that. It's getting this and this along with the tail. That's the problem. Real men want the whole package. We don't just want the tail. But feminism has created a conundrum for a lot of you ladies where you have been diminished down to just being a sex organ because you don't provide nothing else. You don't cook. You don't clean up after yourself. You don't do anything. All you do is just show up and expect, some free stuff. I remember one time I came up on a video. This must have been, I don't know how long ago this was, but it's been a while, probably like 6 or 7 years. There was a young Caucasian female. Somebody sent me the link to this woman's video. This woman she was saying this with a straight face. Because women take on average an hour to 2 hours to get ready for a date, men ought to provide a free dating safari. And those guys that are in the Iceman Show family, of course, we laughed at this woman because we saying to ourselves, oh, you would never get, I don't care if you spent 10 hours putting your makeup on. That don't never give you the right to put your hand in a man's pocket. Men don't owe you nothing, just like you ladies don't owe us anything. You digs? Let's get that straight. So as you can see, this stuff gets pretty deep. Because I don't believe in talking about the symptoms of a problem. I believe in talking about the root cause of the problem. And a lot of people, they struggle with that. But provider type men, my father is a provider type. That's why he gets played with women. He's a provider type. He'll sit up there and spend all his money. He spent all his money on his last one. Wow, you don't put yourself in financial ruin over a woman you already got, even for a woman you don't have. And that's the kind of stuff my father did. My father did the past 10 years. So if nothing else, I have the example set by him that this is what not to do when it comes to women. So women, they look at me and they say, oh, he ain't no easy mark. Okay. I've had women look at my Facebook page and look at the pictures I have on my Facebook page and they say, oh, you definitely ain't putting up with no crap. And so because I'm not putting up with crap, a lot of women, as far as being online, not in person, because I meet 99% of the women I date in person. I don't do online dating because ain't nothing but Calamity Janes, very unattractive Calamity Janes on online dating platforms. And I'm not wasting my time. Plus, I don't want to wait to see somebody in person and they not be what I'm looking for. At least if I meet a woman in a bar, or I meet her at the athletic club, or I meet her out in public somewhere at the grocery store, at least I can see the package in full. And I can decide right then whether or not I want to holler. You digs? So provider types, in essence, feel that they're on the losing end. So their only way to make it with women is to lead with their wallets. When you do that as a man, you are setting yourself up to be hurt emotionally. You're also setting yourself up for long-term financial ruin. Because how many of you guys know men my age and the middle-aged men who are in financial ruin because they were chasing some single mom around, giving her money, giving her a lifestyle that they can't even afford? Calamity James don't get nothing from me but pump and dump. That's it. Pump and dump. So you're not looking for a wife? No. And if I was, I definitely would. You wouldn't be in the running. You got too much baggage. I'm looking for somebody who's managing their life. I don't care if you got kids. I got kids. I ain't worried about it. But you got to have your stuff together. I ain't paying nobody's bills. You had a woman tell me about 10 years, was it 10 years ago? No, about 6, 7 years ago, I had a woman tell me, well, a man's supposed to take care of his woman. No, a man's supposed to take care of his kids. And he's supposed to take care of his wife. That's it. Girlfriends don't count. Girlfriends got to still go to work. See, the last 13, 14 years have ruined dating. And the simps, it's been the main problem is the simps and the welfare system, because the welfare system allows single moms to keep having illegitimate children, keep living an illegitimate lifestyle without the benefit of a husband, because the county is your husband. But yet you still getting child support. Y'all see where this hustle is going? And now, thank God, Trump is starting to chip away at that. I was looking at something not too long ago. I was looking at something this week where they're starting to cut a lot of these single moms off Section 8. They're giving them like 60 days notice or 90 days notice or even 180 days notice. By this date, you need to start paying full market rent. So if you only paying $50 a month, come 90 days, you're going to have to start paying $2,000 or you got to move. Thank God. Thank God. Because, brothers, you have to understand something. The longer Black women depend on welfare and Section 8 and WIC and TANF and all these other free programs, the more static you gonna get from them. Because now that they see that white daddy is cutting that money and that free housing, they gonna have to come back to us for resources. Wonder what's gonna happen. You can imagine what's gonna happen in the next 10 years. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Trump gonna be in there another 4 years, and he's hard at work chipping away at feminism and welfare. Thank God. He gonna be in there another 4 years, player. And if he ain't, Pence will be in there. So y'all can go out there and vote for the Democratic candidate if you want to, and they gonna end up losing just like Hillary Clinton did. You're gonna roll old Bernie out there again if you want to. You digs? But beta males have a defeatist mentality. They have a loser mentality that they can't win unless they paying for that W. And you can never pay for a W. You know, I would rather compete and not make third, second, or first place and not get anything. I don't even want a ribbon. I'd rather not get anything, because next season, that's going to make me work even harder so that I can get third, second, or first place. But we give the impression that there's something free out here. At least we did under the Obama administration, that there was something for free. So you had black women running around here talking about, oh, I got to get me a white zaddy. And you got these zaddies out here giving black women HIV, and they ain't saying, a lot of these black women are secretly dating zaddies, and a lot of these zaddies got diseases, and they trying to blame that on black men. Oh, it's black men giving black women HIV. No, it's zaddy giving you HIV. How do I know? Because a lot is up there in Minneapolis, St. Paul, in Hennepin County alone, the HIV rates are going through the roof. How? Because those Somalian women are coming over here getting with white dudes, and a lot of them white dudes around there in the Twin City area got HIV. But black men get demonized. We ain't the ones giving you HIV. It ain't got nothing to do with down low and down low men. It ain't got nothing to do with that. You messing with you'll go out there and mess with any Caucasian dude, whether he's clean, dirty, don't matter. Even if he don't even have to have no money. I've seen black women get with zaddies that have less than black men have, and they will treat them zaddies like they're God. And it's sad that you see black women do that and behave like that. They rather take care of a zaddy with no money and no resources than build something with a black man. That's why I tell, when people ask me, I say straight up, hey, I don't, I primarily date black women, but I'm open. I date all women, because black women have not earned the right for me to be just exclusively dating black women. You messed that up, and you continue to keep messing it up. Plus, you think the white man's ice is colder. So as long as you think that way, I'm going to go out here and enjoy variety until you get yourself together. And I hope other black men go out here and do the same thing. because there's no loyalty here with black women. Black women will talk that I only date black men and be sneaking around here messing with zaddies. Y'all ain't fooling nobody. Okay? See, when you take care of yourself, you take care of your health, especially if you my age. If you take care of yourself and you have taken care of your money, you ain't got to worry about what women do. You ain't got to worry about all the mistakes they make, because as long as you ain't making them as a man, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Take care of your money, black men. Take care of your money. So when you get my age, you're coasting. I'm coasting. I ain't pushing no buttons nowhere. And when I do work, I work for myself. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Bad boys are a totally different man. Bad boys are your alpha males. Again, I'm not talking about my fraternity. Okay? Bad boys are guys who exhibit top dog behavior. This is the guy who's confident. Check. This is the guy who's self-assured, which is similar to confidence, but self-assured mainly is what that is he can put himself in situations that could prove to be uncomfortable, but he exudes self-assuredness. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Like, he's not afraid to go in a bar and mix it up with a woman. Okay? He's not at a loss. You know what I'm saying? He go like with me, I go to bars. I don't go that much like I used to, like when I used to live in Texas. But I go to bars from time to time. And I talk to women I don't talk to women every time I go in there, but if I see something somebody I want to talk to, yeah, I'll talk to them. And I can match wits with the best of them. Okay? Because I've been all over the world hollering at women. Okay? So that's not a big deal for me. That's not a big deal to me. But simps avoid situations where they have to use their mind. They avoid situations that may expose their lack of some social skill. Like maybe they're not confident enough to have a conversation with a woman. So it's, hey, let me take you out. Let me give you, you can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. You turn it into T.I. You don't give a woman whatever she like unless she is your woman. Okay? And that's a incremental scale. You don't start off giving them the whole store. You give them a piece of candy every day. And that's the same thing goes for her, because ladies, dating ain't free. Dating is the purest form of quid pro quo. Something for something. Ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing free, ladies. And I'm not talking about sex. If a man is looking for more than sex, he needs to know incrementally where he stands with you. If you're playing hard to get and playing games and clowning around and acting silly, and you're 40 years old and you acting like a 13-year-old white girl in junior high school, you can best believe that, contrary to that stupid book that Steve Harvey put out, ain't no man gonna sit around and wait to get confirmation that you at some point gonna become his woman. Now, if he just wants some draws, he might let you know that first day you go out. But again, dating is not free. And that's another reason why American women struggle while women in other countries do not. They don't struggle with men. And most of them are married, unlike American women. You digs? So a bad boy, I'm trying to get away from the stereotypical bad boy that's promoted on television and in movies, because that's a caricature of what I'm talking about. When I'm mainly, now, yeah, you can say that the physically aggressive guy is the alpha male, but that's most of the Euro Caucasian kind of, you know what I'm saying? That a bad boy doesn't necessarily have to be a guy that rides a Harley or some other type of motorcycle, or a guy that's got tats and he's like, yeah, where's my smokes? Give me my smokes. Woman, where's my beer and my smokes? That's not necessarily the guy I had in mind. But to a certain degree, it kind of is. Now, I know you look at me and say, you ain't no, I can accept, Iceman, that you saying you an alpha male, but what I can't accept is you being a bad boy. See, that's where you're wrong. It has nothing to do with looks. I know dudes, look, I'm a short guy. I'm right under 5'8". Okay? Historically, like maybe more so the last 15 years, most guys my height ain't supposed to do good with women. But I know guys who are shorter than me that do good with women. It's just about the confidence of the man and the confidence in the ability, the social skill and abilities of that man. You digs? You digs? See, I'm confident in my abilities. I may not be able to run as fast as I used to when I was in college and in the military, but I do more than men my age, especially men of other races. You digs? So when you talk about bad boys, we're not talking about guys who are, look like some guy on a movie. Like, oh, well, he looked like, you got to look like Morris Chestnut to be a real bad boy. No, you don't. But there was a time when I did keep myself in shape like that. 10 years ago, when I used to be able to run 2 or 3 miles a day, I had the washboard abs. I had all that. But after my knees got all messed up and I started having all these other health issues, I can't run anymore. So I keep the weight on. Like I have to work harder at getting the weight off, and it takes longer. But I still get it off. Like I said, I'm gonna eat like a pig during the Christmas, through the holidays. But after January 1st, I'm back. When you by March or April, I'm gonna be looking like that's how I'm gonna be looking. Watch. I'm willing to put $50 to a donut. Cause I gotta get out here and make some money on the road. And I ain't gonna be looking crazy. You digs? But anyway, I consider myself be a bad boy. Why? Because I do what I want. And simps don't you don't hear simps talking like that. Simps and even tricks don't talk like that. I'm not gonna talk about tricks because that's a trick is just a scavenger. He's simps are scavengers too. But a simp is a special kind of scavenger. They both scour the bottom of the barrel for a woman. Okay, that's why they love single moms. Tricks do too, because a trick will be like a trick is the type of dude that go to the strip club and throws his money all over the backsides of strippers. Now, in my now when I was married and when I got divorced, yeah, I used to be in the strip clubs, but those are strip clubs where I had a whole lot of fun. Okay. And there was contact with those women. They wanted contact. Not unlike these white strip clubs, these gentlemen club. I don't know how you call somebody a gentleman to go to a strip club, but oh well. Well, you go to the so-called gentlemen's clubs and you can't touch them women. I ain't giving you $25 for no table dance and I can't touch you. What kind of crap is that? See, the black clubs ain't like that. Most of them used to them be that way. I don't know what it is now. Like I said, I don't go to strip clubs. I lived in the strip club capital of the world, the ATL, for a year, and I never went to any of them strip clubs. I never went to Magic City when it opened up. I never went to none of that because I ain't no trick. I ain't giving nobody no free money. Ain't nothing free over here. But anyway, bad boys have the discipline. The one thing that simps and tricks don't have that alpha male bad boys have is discipline. That they don't have is discipline. See, I have discipline. If I don't think when I meet you, and I don't care how nice your rack looks, I don't care how nice your behind look, I don't care how pretty your face is. If what is spewing out of your mouth is pure rubbish, I have the discipline to turn around and walk away. And I have done it. Whereas simps are not going to turn down anything, even if she's ugly or overweight, obese, morbidly obese. Simps will take anything as long as it's female, human, and alive and breathing. Whereas alpha male bad boys, they're not going to even get involved with a woman unless it's a situation they want to get involved in. And if it doesn't look like it's going to be something that's manageable, and a bad boy will walk away. A bad boy will have sex with you, and if the sex ain't popping, he'll walk away. Whereas a simp will just keep spending money. Hey, let me take care of that cable bill. The bad boy will be like, if she come to him, be like, oh, well, my cable just got cut off. You think you can help me out? I mean, you did spend the night. The bad boy will be like, hey, why don't I take care of that the next time I come through? And then I come through the next weekend, tap that booty again, and cable still off. The cable been off since last week. It's oh, baby, I had to get my brakes fixed. Hey, I done had women. Hey, I remember this one. I remember this one chick I used to mess around with that lived in Austin when I was in Texas, when I was going to school. I was going to the University of Texas. And this broad, man, she's, it is so funny, man. She was like, she had there to call me after I had spent a couple of nights with her. Gonna sit up here and call me after I got home talking about, you need to help me pay my cell bill. I was like, I said, I told her, I said, wait till next week. I sure did. I told that broad, I said, hey, I'm gonna come through there next weekend. I'll take care of it there. She's like, okay. I came through again. Beat that thing up again for about 2 days straight. Okay. Hey, man, I got to the crib. She was like, you said you was gonna help me with my cell phone bill. I said, hey, I gotta call you back. Click. Call me back 2 or 3 days later because I was done with her. Oh, I was done with it. And she called me like 2 or 3 days later. And after that, I stopped answering the phone. I just let it go straight to voicemail. You said you was gonna help me with my cell phone bill. So finally, she let a week go by and she didn't call me. So then she called me back then. I should just open my phone up. I had one of them cheap flip phones back then. No, did I have a cheap flip phone? No, I had an old cheap BlackBerry. One of them sliding, one of them BlackBerry torches. And so I didn't look at my phone before she called me. And I opened the phone up and I said, hello. She was like, this so-and-so. You supposed to help me with my cell phone bill. Hey, I had to shut that down, player. So I said to her, I said, look at him. What you should have done, you should have caught up with a player. You should have got at a player before I got knee deep in them draws. That's what you should have done. Okay, if you was up on your game. Now, admittedly, I'm the kind of guy, if I'm at your house, I'll buy all the food, I'll buy all the drink. If you want something to smoke on, I'll get that too. Okay, because some ladies do like to smoke. Okay, they like to puff pass. And I have no problem with that. If you want to get 420 up in here, we can get 420. Yeah, digs. Okay? Have no problem with that. I'll take care of everything. If we go out to eat, I pay. That's the least I can do. You providing a bed and the drawers, I'll provide everything else. But hey, I ain't paying to get no brakes fixed. But I'll take you out to the way. You want to go to the movie? Let's go to the movies. You want to go out to dinner? Let's go out to dinner. I ain't got no problem with that. That's quid pro quo. But them draws ain't more important than what I'm bringing to the table. And a bad boy understands that. He understands his worth. So he ain't willing to give away the candy store. He's only willing to give away a couple pieces of candy. See, I'm going to discuss this in full in the Dating Bible, my second book. A man is only supposed to use the candy store to attract the woman. But when she gets in front of it, you only hand out a piece of candy. You don't give her the keys to the whole store. Otherwise, she's going to go in there, be ungrateful, eat up all the candy and get cavities. Now you looking stupid because you done wasted all your resources on one woman, which is the dumbest thing you could have done. I got a brother that does that stuff, taking women on cruises and ain't even hit it yet. What idiot does that? This fool be taking women. And he used to clown me back in the day, talking about, you've only been on one cruise ship. I said, yeah, and I didn't have to pay for it either. The U.S. government paid for it. I said, and I asked him, I said, how much you be paying for these cruises? I said, oh man, for both of us, probably like $4,000, $3,500, $4,000, depends on how long you there. I said, dude, you a fool. So this fool will go spend all that money, take a woman on a cruise, and she don't even want to sleep with him. He's taking women on cruises and he didn't even get the draws. I'm like, and then the woman don't even want to be in the room with him at the same time. He up there arguing in the room. I'm like, dude, you get put off that boat like that. I'm like, you stupid. I'm proud to say I ain't never took no woman on no cruise. Very proud. So a bad boy has discipline. He knows his worth as a man, and he's not willing to give away the store just to get one customer. That's what makes me an alpha male and a bad boy. It's not, I don't ride a motorcycle. I plan on buying one at some point, but I don't have one right now. I do what I want to do. And I don't always have to have a woman with me to do it. I ain't lonely. But simps get lonely and they start making stupid decisions because they can't stand themselves. They know when they look in the mirror, they don't like what they see. It could be visual or it could be the man beneath the skin. Whatever way it is, they really don't like themselves. So that's why they go out there tricking their money off, get women. That's why they feel they have to do that. Because again, they have no discipline. They don't have any self-respect. They don't have any they have low self-esteem, and they don't know their worth. So they allow women to run roughshod over their wallets. And if you want to end up like my father is, that's what you do. You go around there tricking your money off on females. You chase women instead of them choosing you. There's a difference between chasing and choosing. When you chase, you either outrun your prey or you can't catch your prey. You overrun your prey or you can't catch your prey. You know what they say about cheetahs? They say cheetahs have a 30 or 40% success rate. That's not very good if you're trying to eat. But they still have the skills and the speed to run down any animal that's small enough for them to catch. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to be a cheetah. I'm a lion. Do you see a big 600-pound lion running around? No. The only time he gets off his behind is when he has to protect the pride, or the female lions are taking on prey that's too big for them. Then here come my 600-pound behind. Okay? But that doesn't mean that my job isn't as important as the lionesses. Because without me, other males will come in there and dominate and kill the young, or hyenas will run up on us, or other prides will attack us. That's why you see in present day American society all these black women getting the brakes beat off of them by cops, Asian store salon owners, Asian store owners, Arab and East Indian store owners. That's why you seeing all that, because they know black women have no physical protection. And that's your fault. That's your fault. That's not our fault. That's your fault. Remember, you said you can do it all. You don't need no man. You don't need no man for nothing. So when them other races of men and women are mopping the floor with your head and your face, don't call no black men. Don't browbeat us talking about these black men that want to support us. You ain't supported us the last 30 years. And you lie on us. So don't expect black men to have your back when you do everything you can to crap on us. You join in with these folks running this systematic racist system. You join in with them to subjugate us. So no, you're not going to get any physical protection. Sorry. The only women I'm willing to protect are my children. That's it. Now, if I have a girlfriend, I'm willing to protect her. But there's limitations with that. Now, if she's my wife, totally different story. Totally different story. Let's keep it 100. But as you can see, I've given you an overview of a provider type man versus a bad boy. They're starkly different. Bad boys are alpha men who are willing to walk away from problematic situations with women. They're not willing to do anything for sex. As a matter of fact, they're willing to do the least amount possible, being that there is such a low quality woman out here. And he understands that. And again, he has the discipline to walk away. He knows his worth as a man, as a human being, and he's not willing to sacrifice that for a piece of tail. Whereas simps are willing to do that. Simps are willing to give away the store just to get some tail. And that's not what a real man, that's not what an alpha man would do, as you can see. So all you women who think that it makes sense for a man who don't know you to come into your life and start paying for stuff and you ain't his wife, that's not normal. That's just something that has been taking place the last 20 years, or maybe the last 15, 16, 17 years. But that's not normal. You can't bypass certain stages of courting just because you're a lame male who is lacking certain social skills that you should know how to exert at your age. See, when I was growing up, you made a lot of your mistakes with women in high school. Whereas today, the way these feminists have fixed everything, and you got all this silly Me Too crap going on, boys can't even get close to the girls. or the boys and girls, and because of smartphones and technology, you didn't have to worry about people sexting each other. People that we didn't have the apparatus to do that back then. I don't think we would have did it anyway. That just was a different mindset back then. You didn't put yourself out there like that. But today, there's less parental correction today for whatever reason. And a lot of these girls and boys don't get a chance to mess up and make mistakes in relationships during high school. They're going out here into the world as young adults and even progressing into middle age, not knowing how to date. You don't hear the word courting. People don't court each other today. Women just expect you to show up with your wallet in your hand, talking about, all right, baby, I'm going to go ahead and pay for everything. Now, I know you probably got a boyfriend, or you probably, got 3 or 4 dudes in your phone that you call, that you getting at, but I don't care because I'm a simp. So once these women get spoiled on these, once a woman gets a guy like that, she said, wait a minute, is there more fools out here? But if she meets a second or third simp, they start believing all of us are simps. And that's where you make your mistake, because sooner or later, you're going to get over that hill. You're going to hit that wall, ladies. And whenever you guys hit that wall, it's at different times. Some of you hit the wall at 30. Some of you guys hit the wall as soon as you start having children. I've seen some women at 26, 27 have children and their body never bounced back, mainly because that person just ate like a pig and didn't want to work out. And if you're willing to do that, you're going to limit, especially if you got illegitimate children, you are going to limit your dating choices. I've been telling, especially black women do the worst on online dating. You are dead last. Nobody wants to date black women on online dating. And in dating, meeting men face to face, you're limited to date. Most black women are limited to either dating men that hover over the poverty level or men who are impoverished. The other third of black women have access to men at their socioeconomic level. If you're middle class, 9 times out of 10, you're going to meet a black man that's middle class. He may not make more than you, but then again, he may make more than you. Oh, God, you got to be kidding me. You digs? But that's the long and short of it. Again, if you want to get started, get this book, get my first book, The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. This is the back of it. This is what you're going to see on Amazon. You can either get this book directly from me, because I urge everybody to get this book that plans on getting my second book, The Dating Bible, Dating in the New Millennium. Okay, it's going to be a 300 to 400 page comprehensive book on nothing but dating. Okay. And it's going to start where this book leaves off. So make sure you get this one. Subscribe to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to my channel. Here's where you can go. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. to support the cause with a tax-deductible donation. There you go. Those are all the links right there, ladies and gentlemen. Go by there and donate $5, man. That's all we're asking for. You know, with this, you know, nothing's free, ladies and gentlemen. We have to support our people. Okay, let's get it popping. You tuned into the Iceman Show. We are doing a New Year's Eve show. I don't go out on New Year's Eve. Okay, I don't do that because people might be busting caps. I'm old school. I stay at home. Plus, I don't want to be on the streets anyway because I don't want the state troopers to catch me slipping because I might be faded. Yeah, digs. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys on the Mad Voodoo Man channel on YouTube. December 31st, New Year's Eve. We're going to start the show probably about 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Pacific time. And then we're going to ride out until midnight. So, you know, Iceman will be faded. I will have I will have a glass of a little brown liquor. You know, I don't drink that much, but you know, a night like that, I might break out the Johnny Walker Blue Label and get a couple sips of that good stuff, or I might break open that Hennessy. I think I'm gonna hit that Grey Goose. I got a bottle of Grey Goose I had over here for about 6 years that ain't been drank, so I might break that open. You know, put a little lime in there and a little cranberry juice and get it cracking. You digs? So join us on the live stream on YouTube on the Mad Voodoo Man channel, and we gonna set it off. It's gonna be a player circle podcast affair. So I don't know if I'm gonna do the triple cast with Blog Talk Radio, Facebook, and YouTube. I might just keep it to YouTube and Facebook. But be in the house, man. I'll post some stuff on here so you know what time we gonna get it cracking. You tuned in to the Iceman Show. I'm your host, the Iceman. Thank you for tuning in. Go by AskTheIceman.com and support the cause. Scroll down to the donate button and do your thing. Holla at your boy.